It's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm here with the Minister of Tourism, Commerce and Industry, Suzanne, and she's been telling me what's happening this Christmas, and I am absolutely excited. All I'm going to say is y'all need to come home. Anything you want to say?
For Christmas.
Book y'all ticket.
Guyanese Christmas.
Black cake and pepper pot.
You know you don't want to be anywhere.
Come home.
Well, Guyanese brothers and sisters, I don't know a lot about this guy. And for those of you who may not know, this young guy here is the new Minister of Labour, young Minister Keoma Griffith. Now, though I don't know a lot about him, from what I'm seeing here, the labour force, all the workers in this country, we're going to have a tough 5 years under this new minister, just from looking at him, just from the looks of him, because I don't see anything like humanitarian. I don't see anything like somebody that is interested in Guyanese people really developing, because last I checked, there was 45 and higher % of you guys living at and below the poverty line on a 1,000 Guyana dollars per day, $5 US. And last I checked, before this young guy came into the ministry, the teachers would have been striking, the nurses are fleeing the country, the truckers would have been striking, the rice farmers would have been striking, the sugar farmers would have been striking, and many other classes of Guyanese wanted to strike, but they're just too afraid because they already know 1 month they miss the salary and their whole life in shambles. But somehow, look at the way how this minister happy. Look at how this come home. Black cake and pepper pot. Some people can't even afford black cake and pepper pot, Minister Keoma Griffith. Now, I don't know this man, but I'm a good judge of character. And it's not going, it's coming. So we're going to look and we're going to observe. But from the way how these people so happy, just imagine what Susan Rodriguez busting with laugh. All year last year and year before, she came on this media and spread a bunch of propaganda and a bunch of malarkey. How more than 80% of people receiving water directly to their homes. Y'all can remember ministers. Y'all remember this Minister Susan Rodriguez? They have surpassed the promise to deliver 40,000 house lot, and they headed to 50,000 house lot. Up until today, many of our brothers and sisters are still stuck with a land paper in their hands, but they've never seen the development that Minister Rodriguez preached about eloquently, boldly, with audacity. And then look at young Keoma Griffith. This man just happy. He look like if he's just happy to be a part of the One Guyana gang now. This is how he looks to me. He looks as if he just wants to be a contributing minister to the One Guyana gang. You know, smile in public, patronize in public, and manipulate in private. This is the vibe I am getting. Now, you guys will have to tell me, because I'm sure there are people in the country that know Keoma Griffith better than I do. But what I'm telling you, me right now, the only way I would be happy like how this man happy like this, me putting myself in his position as Minister of Labour, is if I know that I'm giving my labour force a little 15-16% salary increase. If I know that my government increased the salary 20%. If I knew that unemployment was being fixed because compensation has gone up and everybody right now motivated and encouraged to work under my ministry. This is the only thing that can make me happy like this. Just recently, there was an ordeal at AGM Aurora Gold Mining where a Guyanese threw a chair over a table at a Chinese employer or whatever the position, supervisor, whatever position this guy hold. And Minister Griffith was up there to investigate into this incident. But we were told by the news that the guy that threw the table, he was dismissed. We don't know exactly what caused them to act in that manner, but what we know is from hearing what was being said, the young man was asking if the workers can get gloves and if the workers can get earplugs and some other PPE, you know, personal protective equipment. And the Chinese were basically not acceding to it. The young man lost his temper. I'm guessing because the man been asking for these things for a long time. People don't just blow up like that. Right? And while we're on that, Minister Griffith, what about your health and safety department? Is there health and safety up at Aurora Gold Mining, Zijing? Because the health and safety office is supposed to make sure that the men get earplugs if the noise are at too much decibels that could damage their eardrum. Right? Or are the men getting gloves now to protect their hands? Whatever kind of gloves that young man was asking for before he was removed from the premise. But it's somehow Minister Griffith is happy. And this is why you see it's troubling for me. Not that the man being happy is the problem. It seems like this man just happy to make a contribution to One Guyana. And y'all already know One Guyana mission. Brainwash, manipulate, marginalize, oppress, subject, trick, fool, plunder. This is the objective. This is the philosophy of One Guyana. And you could see how this man made sure you just conjure up this look on his face. And I'm worried for the labor force. I don't know. May have been we will have to wait and see. Like I said, it's not going, it's coming. Y'all could tell me if I'm reading the room wrong, guys. But I want Minister Griffith to remember, you got a lot of work to do, guy. A lot of people struggling, workers, police, nurses, soldiers, teachers, phlebotomists, microscopists, sergeant, corporals, struggling under One Guyana. And you as the representative who's supposed to represent proportionally for the labor force, you've not done any work yet coming in. But you are already encouraging Guyanese to come home. What? I don't know, guys, but it just seems as if we're going to experience a hard time under this new minister. Because it seems like he's happy to make his contribution, whatever contribution he has to make. I hope that I'm wrong about Guyana Griffith, and I hope that you're actually a good man that cares, that is going to fight and stand and represent your ministry and everyone under those ministries and proportionally represent for us. I hope so, because you are the person that is now responsible for taking care of the labor force, making sure they get good compensation, making sure that they're trained, you have the right training for the different ministries, making sure that there's strict enforcement of our health and safety. But because from what I heard, that confrontation that took place at Zijing was widely because of lack of proper protective equipment and certain advantages being taken on the labor force up there. Guyanese brothers and sisters, you guys tell me, do you know this minister? What is this personality like? Can we depend on him to actually develop the labor force? Or can we depend on him to do exactly what he's doing here? We seem to be scripting a narrative like Guyana is bad. Minister Griffith, remember 45% of people living in this country living at and below the poverty line. It's not a Merry Christmas for many of us, the vast majority, until the government may good at least on the pittance that they promised during the elections. This is an Eternity Enterprise presentation. Y'all stay safe.